What was the name of that guy, the cornerback?
Malcolm Butler.
Okay, so why, and the kids crying on the sidelines, why did Belichick have a hard-on for him?
Here's the story on Malcolm Butler. Of course, Malcolm Butler was the hero from 3 years ago, intercepting Russell Wilson.
That's right.
Helping New England win the Super Bowl. He's been the #1 cornerback in New England. This year, he played 98% of the snaps. So
That's right.
He played more than any other defensive player. So obviously, they showed the shot of him crying during the anthem. He did not play one snap on defense, and there obviously are going to be questions. Now, Bill Belichick likes to keep everything in-house. So he said, football decision, we felt we had a better chance to win with Eric Rowe. That's bullshit. That's not true. Basically, there were incidents that happened leading up to the Super Bowl that caused this decision. Now, reports are, number one, missing curfew.
Right.
And there are also...
I read, and then you jump in. I read that he was being an asshole, disrespectful to the team rules, disrespectful to the coach, and that was his payback.
Yeah, well, curfew, and there was also some reports about marijuana use. So,
he missed practice, did he not, Eric?
He missed practice with an illness, the Patriots said. So,
but no reference to the fact that he was probably out the night before. I would think the security that the Patriots would have there, they would have a report on every guy that played.
Yeah.
All I'm telling you is my intel says that he was. My intel is that he was going through an asshole stage, and you got two things that happen to you if you're a professional athlete. You get on the shit list of the coach, you're going to get traded, you're going to get sidelined, and you're done, right? The ownership frowns on people who don't respect coaches.
Yeah, you know what? If this happened in the 70s and 80s when the Oakland Raiders were playing and missed curfew, you would have missed Hendricks, you would have missed Matuzak. There wouldn't be anybody playing for the Raiders. It was just Super Bowl week. That was the way it was.
Well, yeah, you're right. I mean, a long time ago now, back in the late 90s when the Falcons played the Broncos in the Super Bowl, Eugene Robinson, who had won an award for being the Christian Man of the Year, got caught soliciting a prostitute the night before the Super Bowl.
Oh, my.
And the prostitute was an undercover cop. And the reports obviously came out. He was benched for the beginning of the game, but he ended up playing most of the game, and he got burned. His head wasn't in the game, and Bill Belichick.
Listen, you guys have been around this a long time. You and Gallagher, Eric. If you take a look at the hockey player for the Toronto Maple Leafs, what's his name? Now he's settled down, but he was on his way out. And
Josh Levo?
Who?
You talking about Josh Levo, who asked for?
No.
What are you talking about?
His name? Kadri.
I was going to say Nazem Kadri. Yeah, he was a little wild child. Yeah.
Kadri during just before Babcock came in, he gave Randy Carlyle a run for his money.
Yep.
And he was disrespectful to the organization. So Shanahan, I heard, was about to flush him, and Babcock said, just leave him, and let me see, right? And he changed his life right around with Babcock. Would that be a fair assessment, Bill?
I've heard similar tales, but no more accurate than that. I would think that Babcock would use that as the strongest leverage he'd ever have with Kadri, and he still got it on him.
Yeah, it's a good point. Listen, when Dallas Aikens was the coach, he criticized, his coach with the Marlies. He criticized his conditioning, said he didn't come to camp in shape. His diet was all wrong. He gets back up with the Leafs, and he was suspended a few years ago. You'll remember, obviously, Billy, a couple games because he slept in, right? So the Leafs were very tough on him for discipline. Yeah. And you're right. I
don't think the Leafs were tough on him at all. I disagree. When you're making $1 gazillion and there's specific mandate that you have to follow, as a professional athlete, you do that. Yeah. And we're going all over the place. But what I'm trying to tell you is going back to the football, right?
Yeah, Malcolm Butler.
Very similar to Kadri, I'm not saying Kadri smoked marijuana. I'm just saying that Kadri had zero respect for Randy Carlyle.
Yeah.
You could see even on the bench when Carlyle would say something to him, and he just fuck off.
Yeah, I mean, for the record,
he dismissed You either respect your coach or you don't. You either respect your team or you don't. You either respect the ownership or you don't. So what happens in most cases, in 99%, Eric Lindros was the favorite child of the Philadelphia Flyers. They left enemies. It was a brutal divorce.
Yeah.
Follow what I'm saying to you?
Yeah. Here's my question.
The Flyers never going to fucking win, right, Bill?
98% of the plays at the cornerback position, it's a given that this guy can flat out play cornerback. But he showed no respect for his team by being curfewed late. He then doesn't go to practice because he was probably on whatever he was on. And all of a sudden, he has shown disrespect to the coach, to his teammates, and Belichick should have turned him in.
Well, don't you? I mean, here's the $1 million question. Don't you swallow that big hunk of hard cheese and go, okay, you screwed up. We're going to play you because you, again, as Eric said.
You don't. Fucking don't.
But it's a Super Bowl, Frankie. It's the freaking Super Bowl.
I don't give a fuck. You need to set. Listen. You know when you fucking don't pay a loan shark, what they do? They come and break your fucking leg.
Well, fine them. Fine them a couple of $1,000 bucks.
Break your fucking leg, then nobody's going to pay back the loan shark. You understand the analogy? Now, a loan shark, if he comes and kills a fucking guy that owes him money, he ain't going to get his money back.
Yeah.
But he sets a precedent. And what I'm trying to say to you.
So here's the $1 million
in the NFL, in anything, if you don't fucking adjudicate properly and lay down the law, then nobody's going to respect the fucking rules. That's it.
Yeah. But my point is, you dance with the date that
I don't
brung you,
fuck.
and you play your best guys.
I don't give a fuck. Even
I know,
if
Frank.
you
You're
throw out the
a
win.
loyal guy,
Because
Frank.
he's
I
not
know.
your best guy. You deal with the loyalty. Bill, if you don't adjudicate people and make them follow rules, what happens?
No, Belichick's whole kingdom would have fallen apart if he let this guy off the hook.
But it's all hearsay. What did he do? What was he proven have done?
What do you mean? It wasn't here.
He knows what he
didn't show up for practice.
Knows what he
was
did.
disrespectful to the coach, and that was the end of that.
Well, maybe he slept in. Jesus Christ, we all have on this panel.
You know what, John? That's why you're not playing in the NFL.
Okay.
So let me say this, though, guys. The New England Patriots lost the Super Bowl. They could not stop Philadelphia whatsoever, and they had their best defender on the sideline.
Their number one quarterback there, the man. They're super arm.
And when you bench Malcolm Butler, are you punishing Malcolm Butler, or are you punishing the entire team who now has to play without their number one cornerback?
Right, and you've seen the special people on the panel on NFL Today.
Kadri,
all over
Belichick. When he was looking to pick an exit, right?
Yeah.
The Leafs were in total disarray, right?
Yeah.
But they still penalized them. Do you follow what I'm saying to you? He was.
But the Leafs penalized Nazem Kadri in a season where winning games didn't matter.
But it doesn't matter. They needed him on the ice to create some sort of energy. Anyway, I believe rules are fucking rules, and if you don't fucking do that, and Bill picked up on it.
Yeah,
Belichick's whole thing would
You're right.
be a catalyst for destruction.
All right,
here's the thing, guys. If the Leafs are in the Stanley Cup final, and Austin Matthews showed up late for practice or late for curfew, would he be benched in the Stanley Cup finals?
I would say that a guy like Babcock would bench anybody.
All right. I saw the NFL postgame. I saw part of your interruption, and everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people are on Belichick's back going, how could you sit this guy? He's crying. He's your best cornerback. You're there to win. They were all over Belichick.
I agree with him 100%, and I want to move on.